What's going on, guys? My name is Damien, also known as QB. How's everyone going today? I've been, as I said, very sick of my last video. Still trying to recover from that, but I promise you I'm trying to keep the daily upload streak. We'll get it back starting again because it has been a bit rough. But I said last video I was going to talk about every series, but I did want to touch up on this because I am a Lakers fan and I feel like I just need to talk to someone, you guys being the audience, about this series. And in particular, Game 3. If you guys are new around here, make sure you leave a like and subscribe for attempting to upload every single day. I know it's been rough, but I promise you I'll be back on that grind very soon as possible. So without further ado, let's get stuck into today's video. This game was a super arm wrestle throughout the whole entire game, but Minnesota was able to pull away late, ended up winning this one. Before I go ham on the Lakers about what needs to change, what can happen next, whatever it may be, I just want to talk about the Minnesota Timberwolves and how disciplined they've been throughout this whole entire series so far. Yes, it's only 3 games. Yes, it's still anyone's series to win, but they've done an outstanding job using their young bodies to perfection. What I mean by that, obviously they have bigger bodies. They also have more of the younger players in this series, and when they're getting down transition or getting scores off turnovers, it's just a completely different ball game, and the Lakers just cannot simply keep up. Jaden McDaniels was absolutely like a masterpiece performance tonight. 30 points to go along with 5 rebounds and 2 steals. It was quite obvious throughout the game, or literally the first 3 possessions, that Jaden McDaniels was going to have Luka Doncic by a chokehold today, and that's pretty much how it went. But in consideration, if you guys didn't know, apparently Luka Doncic ate at like an Indian restaurant just last night and apparently got very sick, and that's why he was very off today. I mean, he didn't even start in the 3rd quarter because still obviously apparently vomiting at halftime, according to JJ Redick. But I can't just stress enough, like I'll talk about the Lakers' point of view soon, but I can't just stress enough how good Anthony Edwards has been so far in this series. I mean, he did have a stinker kind of in game 2, but games 1 and 3, it's just been good wins because it's been great Anthony Edwards production. I'm not going to lie, if Jaden McDaniels is going to get more than 20 points and Anthony Edwards is going to do what he does, I don't see LA winning another game, only simply because Anthony Edwards yet again today, he was great. 29 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, and only 2 turnovers as well. This is someone whose playmaking game just keeps rising. Keep in mind, if you guys don't know, Anthony Edwards is only 23 years old. So another great game for him. He hit some massive threes, back-to-back threes down the stretch of this game to really open up the game for the Timberwolves to kind of just, I guess, put the nail in the coffin for the Lakers that they're going to take game 3. To me, the X factor in this series so far is Julius Randle. Just another great performances. These last 3 games have been the 3 best playoff games of his entire career. This game was a little bit shaky. He didn't have a great game for only 16 points, but he's been able to back it up with 2 24+ point performances. And the fact that he's knocking down his 3 with somewhat consistency as well. He hasn't been shooting a whole lot, but just to be able to get those 2 or 3 threes across his last couple of games have been massive for the T-Wolves. And Naz Reid just doing what a perfect role player should do. He had 11 points, but trust me, it was a loud 11 points in this game. He made sure, to Lakers fans especially, that everyone felt all those 11 points that he got. Most, like 2 of them coming off turnovers and 1 to the ring, 1 on Austin Reeves. And obviously hitting that massive 3 in the 4th quarter. Well, we actually hit 2 massive 3s in the 4th quarter to go along with Anthony Edwards, and Jaden McDaniels obviously hit that dagger to kind of close out the game to give them the victory. And they did a great job getting off shots, at least, of after turnovers. Lakers had 19 turnovers in this game, which is all them shooting 91 field goals to the Lakers 78. So you're still saying out of those 19 turnovers, 13 of those times they got off a shot. That's just great execution for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Chris Finch is doing a really good job of like rotating players and knowing when to take him out or when to put him back in. I mean, late in the 4th quarter, Luka Doncic, as soon as Rudy Gobert came in, drawn a foul. Next play, he got a nice little float over him. And it's kind of like, no, Rudy, you're coming out. Naz Reid, where you're at, sort of thing. So it was just an offensive explosion for the T-Wolves again tonight. I mean, if Jaden McDaniels is having that sort of game and Anthony Edwards is going to look like a triple-double threat, I don't like the Lakers' odds moving forward, but now we shall shift to the Lakers' perspective and see what can change, especially moving forward, to see exactly where this team could end up, if they can possibly even get a road win next game, even up the series before heading back home. Because it's very, very rapt if we end up losing this next game, or the Lakers end up losing this next game to end up, going back home 3-1, having to come back here, and then if we go back to win game 5, that is, come back here being down 3-2, it's just not a good space to be in. The Lakers side of things now, I guess the positive, LeBron James, 40 years old, almost had a 40-piece, 38 points for him in this one. Great efficiency, 4 threes for him as well tonight. I think it might have been 5, it was 5 threes he had tonight, 5 of 9 from downtown, which is just a great showing from him. It was kind of just like leading back towards the Luka Doncic thing. It was kind of obvious that Luka wasn't going to have a Luka performance tonight. So LeBron James had to do whatever he had to do to try and get into his bag and try carry this Lakers offense. Austin Reeves looked really good as well today, hitting his first 3-pointers of the series today. But this is what's obviously clear to the point on the Lakers, and hopefully Lakers fans understand this as well. Luka Doncic is obviously the best player on the team, so when you have LeBron leading the way, being the main ball handler, it's kind of just led into this thing that the offensive was quite stagnant at sometimes. When there was a stretch where LeBron hit 3 straight threes up by 1, and then he goes to get a ball on the right hand side of the wing, ends up dropping it, and it ends up being a turnover at Jaden McDaniels and 1 on the other side of the court. So that's definitely something you don't want to see from an LA perspective. And just so much little things we're going to nitpick at here, but look at that play right there. Jackson Hayes, I mean, this man's only played like, what, 23, 24 minutes across 3 games. And in those 24 minutes, this man has been a minus 38. That is ridiculously bad. I mean, you'd expect if you're only playing 6 to 9 minutes per game that you're going to give everything in your arsenal that you've got. You're going to chuck your body at everything. You're going to sprint and try be at every single stop, every single rebound. Try be a lob threat, try move around, just be annoying. You're in the game for 6 minutes. It just wasn't the case at all. There was actually 2 plays that you guys as I just pointed out before. He missed a rotation on Julius Randle. And also another time we did the exact same thing to Anthony Edwards, just not closing up enough. I mean, when you're letting up wide open 3-point shots, not switching, not getting rebounds, not scoring, fouling, just not looking like a threat on both sides of the court, it just comes to a point in time where JJ Redick needs to look at his coaching staff and have that conversation of just shutting him out completely for the series. I know that just sounds stupid because obviously Alex Len is probably the only other option for the center position, but I'm pretty sure LA don't mind buying into the small ball because that'll probably be in their best interest. I mean, the possessions where Jared Vanderbilt is guarding Julius Randle, it's looked like just good defensive stops, or not stops, but defensive play from Vando. There's only been 3 times the entire series where Julius Randle has scored on Vanderbilt while he's been the primary defender. And I generally just think that's the case, that Jared Vanderbilt makes him very uncomfortable on the offensive end, just kind of just reaching, just being annoying. Compared to if you have like a LeBron or DFS or Rui on you by any chance, he's going to just use his muscle and just go in there straight. But at least if there's a chance with Vanderbilt, he's going to be annoying first before he, obviously just bodies him because he's much smaller, possibly get a foul call, whatever it may be. Also, another thing that's killing the Lakers, whenever Anthony Edwards is getting downhill, they're doubling off the corner or just a 3-point shooter, and 80% of the time it's DiVincenzo or Naz Reid. These men had the 2 highest 3-point percentage on the Timberwolves, so it makes absolutely no sense to double off them given that wide open shot. I'd rather have Anthony Edwards take the contested layup or whatever it may be, potentially miss it other than giving up a wide open 3, which my opinion has a more of a chance hitting than a one-on-one contested layup. It's just a thing as well, Rui Hachimura just has to be better. I mean, he had like 5 points like in the first minute and a half of this game, really setting the tone early, looked like it was going to be one of those Rui 15 to 25 point performances. It ended up being everything but that. Kind of just fumbling the ball, and there was a play in the 4th quarter where he was driving down the lane, Anthony Edwards gets a block. There was quite a foul at first, but it ended up being a review, blocked out of bounds off him. So just looking a bit rusty, definitely need a much more production from him. I mean, you got everything you would want out of this game. LeBron masterpiece. You got Austin Reeves hitting shots, scoring 20 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. Shot more threes than them, shot better from the field, but it just came down to the fact that pretty much you can't help that Luka is sick. But this is an easy winnable game if you just limit the turnovers, just half of 19. Those 8 more possessions could have given them who knows how many points. They could have manufactured like 10, 20 points off those 8 shots. So it's just pretty annoying from a fan base perspective. But I'm pretty sure the LA team is strong enough. They have the star power in this series, but I'm not ruling out potential like Lakers not winning a game for the rest of the series. This hurts the LA fans to actually see, but we'll see what happens in game 4. It's a must win for LA. If Minnesota can win it, it's series over. So without further ado, this has been your boy QB. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you all next video. Peace.